Hi, I'm Seth Harwood. We're reading tonight from the work of Todd Zuniga, who was recently picked by the LA Times as one of the faces to watch in 2012. That's him right there. Look at that face. It's such a punum. It's like all the face a Jewish grandmother would love. In 2013, Peekskill, New York is going to be watching his face. But in 2012, LA will be watching Todd's face. See all the things that he does. He might even grow a beard. There's no telling. I first got to know Todd as the creator of an event called the Literary Death Match, which you may or may not have heard of. It is every bit as awesome as it sounds. If you go online and Google it, you will see lots of videos there of amazing things happening in the Literary Death Match. It is very violent and literary, and to give you a sense about how physical ability plays into it, I was in a literary death match once, and I lost to a guy who was like this tall and weighed less than half my weight and wore suspenders and a funny baseball hat. But I digress. But Literary Deathmatch is awesome. Todd has been doing it. He started it in March of 2006, and it has taken place almost 200 times now in 36 cities in 11 countries. Last year, Todd was telling me tonight, he did a tour where he did 38 cities.
Doesn't make any sense.
He did like 18 cities in 38 days in 7 countries. It's like he's been living out of a van and touring literary. He's like the, you know the movie Bloodsport with Van Damme? You guys look like an audience who definitely like has that video on your DVD shelf. Anyway, Todd is like the head of the Kumite. In Mortal Kombat terms, he's the guy who generated the tournament that they have Mortal Kombat out of. You guys know that? Yeah. So, and Todd is also a fabulous writer. He was working on a memoir, and he showed it to his agent, and his agent said, there's 3 things I'd like you to change about this memoir. And he went back, and the memoir that was 200 pages became a 1,037-page novel. And I'll be reading to you 319 pages of that tonight. I hope you're doing all right. I should also tell you, very important, tomorrow night is a literary deathmatch event in San Francisco at the Elbow Room at 7 p.m. in the Mission. It's going to be totally awesome, and you should totally go. I am participating, and there's going to be blood. I know, I can tell you right now, there's going to be blood. So come out. It'll be good, really. I'm the odds-on not favorite to win. It's the anyway. So this excerpt is from page 87 to 90 of the Thorstein Foundation Grief Carnival, which is a title that I love, which started as a 1,037-page novel and is now a 691-page novel. In this scene, the characters, all men, are drinking at a bar in Prague. They've inherited money to travel the world after their best friend Jimmy has died. We pick up 1 week later. 2 last notes. Sarah is the main character's ex-girlfriend. The main character is played by the character Seth Harwood. I feel like I should have a drink. Okay. Fuck Sarah, I shout. Dude, not to be a prick, but I've been saying that for years, Mother shouts. We dated for 11 months. Exactly. The waiter drops 6 more absinthe and Red Bull drinks on the table for the 3 of us. And I say, uh-oh, then grab one and gulp. For the last year, I've found alcohol to be an often buzzless, low-reward dehydrator, capable of making a night only 8% better. while ensuring the next morning was hundreds of % worse. But tonight it was quintupling the fun, aided certainly by being in Prague. Prague! Just last week I was at my desk until 2 a.m. trying to pare my literary magazine's ignored email inbox from 800 down to 700, a race against my laptop's dying battery to give myself a time limit so I wouldn't stay up all night. The next morning I woke miserable and limp, my back begging for me to do any exercise, leg lifts, a handful of crunches, one push-up. Nothing spectacular, just 15 minutes of low-impact maintenance to ensure something. I think there's only like 1 or 2 words missing. But I read it before. There's not. You get the gist of what was going on. Sorry, Todd. It's rough because Todd is going to read my work afterwards. I really should be doing a much better job. Then my phone rang, an unknown number, and after I answered, someone was telling me Jimmy was dead, and all the email responses I'd sent the night before, that I'd ever sent or would send in my lifetime, every email ever sent by anyone ever before, was suddenly, absolutely, depressingly unessential. He's what? I said into the phone. I sat up. They told me again. He's what? The how and where started, and I put the phone down to my side after only a few seconds. Heard the voice still chirping while the phone was at my waist. I pressed end. What the fuck? I asked my bedroom. All the grim thoughts of mortality that had fluttered on the outskirts of most every one of my thoughts sang out in noisy, complicated unison. The phone rang in my hand. An old-style telephone rang, and I'd assigned to belt out when my best friends called. And that 47 out of the last 50 times had been Jimmy. I relaxed, knew it was all a mean fucking joke. But then I answered, and it was Mother, who was crying. And I thought, whoa, what's wrong? But what was wrong was that Jimmy had died, and that everything was at risk. The sum of everything was that we are all such fragile creatures. In high school, one of my friends dated a girl who'd been walking downtown when a swooping something from a construction site fell 40-plus stories and landed on her head. Her head. It gave her brain damage. And the fucked up part? Crazy shit like this was happening all the time. Shit fell from the sky. People were smashed up in car accidents. We could all choke to death on our next attempted swallow. I saw death in movies. I saw it on TV. I saw it on the evening news when I visited my mother in St. Louis. I saw it on Twitter, and I saw it on the Oscars montage every February. Or were the Oscars in April now? My best friend disappearing? Fuck you. And here I was, having to go on completely exposed. And what did I do with it? Maybe I need my phone. And what did I do with it? Women? How did that happen? And how old were they? How old were any of the women anywhere? All of the girls I'd wanted in high school, even blithely, were gross and fat now. So many had contacted me on Facebook, and I didn't want to add any of them. What did I have to say to them? Way to get fat? I mean, seriously. These were women that barely cared I existed 20 years ago, and now I felt superior to them all. I was in Paris yesterday, and they never bothered to venture beyond the 3-block radius of our high school. It was ridiculous. Who cares that you own a stupid cookie-cutter home with dumb aluminum siding? Get the fuck out of there. Quit repeating every one of Will Ferrell's jokes from Talladega Nights, and go any fucking where. Fucking fuck, man, I shout. I grab one of the 3 full drinks in the middle of the table and dump it out on the floor. Dude, Mother says, but merrily. Then I slam the glass top down on the table like I'd taken it as a shot. I grab for another and Dental tries to stop me. Whoa, buddy. But I put this one to my lips and drink as much as I can, which is so little because the licorice-tasting absinthe is so vile. I slam it on the table and shout, where the fuck is Headlight? Call him. Hopefully you guys have picked up by now that the guy has 3 friends whose names are Mother, Dental, and Headlight. We should call him. I scream, call him, call him, call him, and punch myself on the thigh every time I say it. Mother's laughing, Dental's laughing. I'm with my best friends, and nothing can hurt us ever again. Call him or I'm going to fuck start my own head, I shout. And the waiter's right there delivering our bill. This dude from Prague or some other city spelled out with a consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, 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 consonant construction. Who gave us a look like, okay, you guys are total jackholes. Are you guys total jackholes, or are you just having the night of your lives? Sorry for that. Sorry for that? Mother says to me, then asks for the bill. Don't fucking apologize, I say. Here we go. I slap the top of the table hard with my palms, then shout, I am fierce with joy in a world so gleamless and shitty, we should spray paint sprays of fearlessness under everyone's tongue so every word ripples with grateful possibility. I don't think that means anything, Dental says. It means everything, I say, raise my glass. The waiter returns for our payment, and I tell him, their problem? They have popsicle for brain and dual penis shaped like tiny apple. I give him the thumbs up, then ask Mother, how many ruples is this shit? And he smacks the colored money into the black leather foldy thing and hands it to the waiter, but I don't care. Give him double the gratuity for not dipping his dick tip into our drinks. Mother and Dental stand to exit. Before I do, I take a deep breath and feel so good. Like I haven't breathed a real breath in days. Did we call Headlight? Someone punch me to death if he's not here in 10 seconds, I say. That can be arranged, Mother says, and we go out into the warm Prague night.